Good morning. Good morning, Kingdom citizens. How we doing today? How are we? Give everyone a couple minutes to get into class. All right, get your notes out, grab the coffee, get what you need, because today we're going to be talking about how to qualify the line of credit. It's one thing to get approved for a line of credit, right? After you've been fixing your credit, preparing yourself to get that tool, right? Number one thing is, how do we qualify? How do we qualify the actual line of credit itself? Okay? Good morning, good morning. Freddie, how are you? Still outside the bank waiting to close on my line of credit. This is perfect timing while I wait. Nice. What are we getting? HELOC, personal line of credit. What are you looking at? Good morning, Albert. Good morning, honey. Hello, honey. Good morning, Miss Evans. Mr. Ronald, how are you? All right, it's almost 10 a.m. Before we get started, can I pray? Can I lead the class in prayer? Is that all right with you guys? Is that all right? Do a little prayer. All right. Everyone go ahead and bow your heads for a minute and do a little prayer. Bring the class into a good setting, get our minds right, get our hearts aligned so we can focus and accomplish our financial goals, personal goals, family goals, and such on. Okay? Our Father, who is in heaven, hallowed be his name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, our daily dose, our daily medicine, our daily food, our daily bread. Okay? Give us this day our daily bread as we forgive those who trespass against us. As we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Okay? That is one of those prayers that most of us get taught at a young age. But if you were to summarize the whole message, really, of the Bible, you could do it right from that prayer. If anyone was to ask you, hey, what's the whole summary of life, really, of what we're doing, getting our money right, getting our family in order, getting our household in line, our personal finances, you say that prayer right there. Oh my, revelation knowledge will occur. So let's dive right into the lesson. I have a scenario on the board, a gentleman I've been going back and forth with. I mean back and forth, right? There's some people where it's real easy to get the line of credit, and for others it's a bit of a journey, right? Because you have to do a lot of pregame work before we can actually get started. Okay, so for this gentleman on the board, it's one of those scenarios where it's like, hey, what is this? What is that? What is this? What is that? So I'm like, listen, let me throw it on the board. All right, this is the benefits of when you have an accountability partner, when you make a commitment. When you sign up and you become a part of this channel and part of this community, and you give and receive, here are the results. Okay, so let's break down the four major numbers real quick. Here's his income, $3,500, expenses $3,300, total debt $338, and cash flow is about $150. Okay, now I am going to read a approval letter for a HELOC, a home equity line of credit for $50,000. Okay? I'm going to read it thoroughly, and I want you to take notes as I read. I want you to pay attention to the wording that these banks use, Because they like to play games, okay? They like to confuse you, all right? Our job is to what? Dissect, rightly divide the word, okay? Rightly divide their word so we can accomplish what we need to do, right? Okay. So you have been conditionally approved for a home equity line of credit. Keyword, line of credit. That's a thumbs up. In the amount of $50,000 at a rate of 6%. Plus prime, okay, plus prime of 0.50%, half a percent, okay, which also includes a 25% discount for automatic payments from the checking account from that same credit union, the bank that we're dealing with. Okay, in this case, it's Bethpage. I think that's somewhere up in Jersey, up north area. Okay, so you got line of credit, HELOC, write down 50,000, 6%. We have that plus 0.5, right? So it's really 6.5. But if we do automatic payments, we're gonna get a discount of 0.25. Okay. Continue on. You also qualify for the promotional rate of 3.99% for 12 months. Ah, not bad. As long as, as long as you take a minimum cash advance of $25,000 at closing. That gets a not a thumbs up or a thumbs down, but a okay? Now, a minimum cash advance of $25,000 must be maintained for 12 months, or there will be an automatic rate adjustment of 0.25%. Final rate may be higher or lower depending on the appraised value of this guy's property. Initial rate could be subject to change. Okay? Bethpage Financial Credit Union will cover all costs. That's a thumbs up. Bethpage Financial Credit Union will cover all costs on lines up to $500,000. Not bad. We're only getting 50. So I'm in that loop. The credit union retains the right to recover full closing costs if the line/loan is closed within the first 36 months. So to avoid getting charged closing costs, it would be ideal to keep the account open more than 3 years. Now, how long do you think it's going to take us to wipe out $338,000 of debt using a home equity line of credit? Okay? I want you to sink that in. Now, here's where it gets a little confusing. Remember how the fixed rate loan option for the amount of $50,000 at a rate of 6.38%, which includes the 0.25 discount for automatic payments from the account. This is a term of 240 months or 20 years. Okay? A fixed rate loan option disbursement will count towards minimum requirements for the promo rate. Payments on the FRLO, okay, which is fixed rate loan option, are principal and interest payments. What does that mean? When I am doing velocity banking, when I'm putting money in, that is considered a payment to the HELOC, and the money is going to get separated, principal and interest. Now, when we're doing velocity banking, I'm sure you can agree with me that if I'm putting in my whole income, majority of that money is going to be principal, and a very finite is going to be interest. Okay? So, after all that has been said, I took the liberty of putting it on the board for you. Okay? So we have all the criteria on the board for this specific HELOC. Now, between us, I want your opinion on this. Do you think this is a good HELOC for this particular scenario? If I'm making only $3,500 a month, I have high expenses, high debt, very little cash flow. Okay? Now, let me throw a wrench. Into the equation here. Now, here's what they told this guy, which was, hey, we'll give you this based on if you pay off 2 debts. So he has to pay off 2 debts. The total debts is $15,433.28. So what you're telling me is not only do I have to withdraw $25,000 at closing, but I also have to pay $15,000 towards 2 debts. So the total number comes out to $40,433.28. Okay? If I took the option of that promo rate, notice how I put the 3.99% for the first 12 months. What would that look like in terms of my cost, right? Because not only am I qualifying the line of credit, but I also need to determine cost. What is it going to cost me, right? Because there is a cost to borrow money, to leverage money. Our goal in Velocity Banking is to minimize that cost. So, on a year basis, if I owe 40 grand for the entire year, 12 months, that's the most amount of interest I'll pay is $1,600. On a daily rate, $4.42. A month, $132. What is the goal, class? We want to stay in this range. Okay, we want to stay there. So, I'm going to turn to the questions now. Okay, question 1 is, do you think this is a good HELOC based on the criteria, based on the income, okay, cash flow, or do you think we should look somewhere else? What are your thoughts? Okay, let's see what we got here. Good morning, everyone. All right, taking after you, helping 20 people out of debt. Oh my friend Philip. I want everyone to thank Mr. Martin. He is the gentleman that got this board. He got this board. So even though he's saying he's helping 20 people, technically he's helping hundreds and possibly even thousands over the next year, people, because he believed in me and he got me this big old board. And with this big old board, how many videos have we done so far? Quite a bit. Okay. Mr. Williams, how are you? Good morning. Albert says no good. No good. I feel you, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay. Marcus Williams, it is a good idea to add as much money to my secure when the bank... All right, I'm going to answer other questions. I want to stick to the questions that I'm asking right now. Okay, Mr. Fields, thank you for giving just now. Appreciate that. Okay, nope to many stipulation, read fine print. They are asking for too much in return. Okay, look somewhere else. Stanley says look somewhere else. Miss Evans says nah, maybe look somewhere else. Mr. Martin says go somewhere else. Okay, Mr. Tucson says tackle those 2 debts first to get cash flow up, then do the HELOC. Okay. Putting your old to good use. Yes. Try to modify. Evan says try to modify. I like that. I like that. Thinking outside the box. Okay. I thought it was a good idea. Please explain why no. Okay, I'm going to give you guys some options as to what I would do if I was in this gentleman's situation with this income. Remember, it's not per se the actual line of credit itself, the debt tool. It's, you know, what's also going to be my deciding factor is how his money is right now. Okay, so here's what I would do. First option is, because I've already ran my credit, okay, I already got my credit ran, so that's an inquiry. So the chances of me getting another type of line of credit might be a delay. So I would go back to the bank if I was this gentleman, and I'd say, hey, do I have to withdraw the $25,000? Do I have to withdraw that $25,000? If not, then we're in a good place. You know why? Because I could care less about this promotional offer. I could care less. 6.38 is not that far away from 3.99, especially when we're talking simple interest, okay? You can do simple math and basically say at 6.38%, then maybe I'm paying $5 to $6 a day, maybe a little bit more, okay? But here's the thing. If I don't have to take out 25,000 and I only do 15, then at 6.38%, my daily rate is going to be less than that. Is it not? It's going to be less than that. Do the math for me. Someone do the math for me. Just calculate, do $15,433.28 times it by 6.38%. Let me know what you get on a yearly, on a daily, and on a monthly basis, please. Someone do that for me. Okay? So that is the first thing that I would do, is I would sacrifice the promotional offer so that I don't have to take out 25 G's. Why? Because it violates my rule on the, taking out too much money on a HELOC. I could understand if this dude was making $10,000 a month, different story. If I was making $10,000 a month, different story. Okay? So, I would first see if I can avoid this withdrawal, initial withdrawal. Sacrifice the promotional rate and just go with the 15K. I know I can zero out 15K a lot faster than 40,000. Okay? So that's option number one. Option number two is we go all in. Okay? Now this is not terrible. This isn't the best type of HELOC, but it's a start. He got approved. A lot of people don't even get approved. I have some families that get denied because they don't have enough equity in the home, or it's too early, or credit's bad, whatever the case may be. So he actually has it. Worst case scenario, we go all in and we pull out the whole 40. I still have about 10K of space, okay, which is not a lot, a little high risk there. I did wipe out 15 grand, okay. Here's what I do to be a little slick, a little slickster, is I take the 25 out, right, and I would dump $24,999.99 back into that thing. Technically, I didn't pay it off, and I'll just let it sit the whole 12 months. Maybe I can do that. Maybe if the banks don't catch on me, who knows? They might try to play with me on that. But worst case scenario, we could go that route where we take out the whole 40, we pay 15K to two debts, which would increase my cash flow to $332. Okay? Worst case scenario, if I'm dumping in $3,500 each and every month into the HELOC, how long would it take me to pay off the initial 40,000? It would take me right up to the 12 months. It would take me right up to the whole year. Okay? Now, obviously, he's taking out expenses each and every month. So yes, the debt is going to linger on after the 12 months, probably another 6 to 7 at max. But that's a worst case scenario. Best case scenario, in my opinion, is if I go to the bank and they say, Denzel, no, you have to withdraw the money at closing. I'm like, all right, let me ask you something. If I were to take the $25,000 out and I don't use it all, can I put it back in? If they say, yeah, that's fine. As long as you don't pay back the whole $25,000 in full, which is what this says. It says a minimum cash advance of $25,000 must be maintained for 12 months or there will be an automatic rate adjustment of 0.25%. So worst case scenario, if I did pay back the $25,000 within the 12 months, my interest rate only goes up a quarter. That's not bad. That's not bad. Remember, we're doing velocity banking. This debt is not going to linger for very long. Okay? So let me know your thoughts on that. How did you like that? Because, mind you, I know we could just look somewhere else, right? But then again, this stuff ain't easy to acquire. Okay? It's not that easy to acquire. Number two, the credit already got ran, so he's been approved. I think his option number one is to see if we don't have to withdraw the money, right? If we do, then okay, take the whole 40, sacrifice the, oh no, we don't even have to sacrifice it. This would be our cost throughout the year. Cash flow goes up to 332. This 25,000 bucks, remember, it's not being used for anything. What is he using it for? Nothing. So I could stuff it all back into the HELOC and then just continue to do velocity banking on what? The actual 15, which this technically would have been my first chunk for this gentleman, which would be somewhere around this number. Very safe number to start out with. Would you agree? Turn over to the questions. All right. Ms. Johnson, I agree. This sounds like they are stacking the debts against them. Okay. Oregon Cash Flow Pro says, just pay back whatever you don't need of the $25,000 that you have to start with. Did I miss something? No, you didn't. You're good. Credit union will work with you. Will not run credit use for 90 days. Could just go for a personal line of credit. You could. You could. But, you know, I like the fact that he did get $50K because over the long haul, that's going to do me real well. I'm going to be able to go a lot faster, making some real nice chunks. Why not take the $25K and pay the $15, then use the remaining $10K to make payments back on the initial $25? Okay, Mr. Win, got to understand that the bank is going to pay his debts, not him. The bank says to him that we're going to pay 2 of his debts, okay, which was the $15,000. So that's $15,000 there, plus he has to withdraw $25K. All right? That's according to what I've been reading. Now, obviously, this HELOC isn't set in stone just yet, but I feel like this is going to be a really, really great, open Q&A dialogue that we can do for this guy to make sure he gets in the right direction. Okay? Let's see, Oregon. 0.25% is nothing. Yeah. If you're paycheck parking, you're right. You're totally right. I wouldn't worry about the maintaining the balance. Neither would I. I wouldn't mind because over the long haul, I know I can get this guy debt free within 4 to 5 years or even less. Right? And there are some other factors that we could factor in, which is, does this guy have a 401k? Does he have savings? Does he have money going elsewhere? Can we redirect cash flow back to us? Yes. All right, so those are some things we could work on. All right, I thought the same, but guess I need Denzel to explain why that isn't an option. Which one, Ruben? Use the 25,000 for the 15,000. Money costs money. Play the game or it plays you. You are right. The catch is the intro rate. There you go. That's the underlining thing. That's what they're trying to trick them. That's really all it is. Forget the intro rate, Muhammad says. The bank seems to be happy when you do not take advantage of the intro rate. I'm the same way. That's how I broke this down. That's how I was thinking. I'm like, okay, let me really read this thing thoroughly. What is it telling me? What is their benefit? What's the bank's benefit? They benefit if I keep the money out as long as possible so that they can what? Feed on the interest. If they can feed on the interest, right, then they're a happy bank. They continue to lend money in the form of loans, and it's an outstanding balance, right? They don't expect this guy to be dumping in 3,000 every single month, right? So we can do a little finesse move. I think our best finesse move is, I'll say it one more time, see if we can avoid the 25K withdrawal and just sacrifice the 3.99 and settle for 6.38. And mind you, it's fixed. So I don't have to worry about this. It's a fixed rate. I'm cool with that, yo. I'm cool with that. I'm happy. I'm a happy guy, right? Nobody did the math for me. Where's my math? $15,433.28. Times that by 6.38, please. And tell me what you get in terms of cost. Okay? Because that right there, I promise you, is going to be a whole lot less than this right here. It's going to be a whole lot less. And either way, my cash flow goes up to 332.17. How long do you think it will take me to zero out 15,000 to be able to do my next chunk of 15,000? What do you think? Okay, Denzel, does not withdrawing 25K lose one of the two debts that has to be paid? No. No. It's 25K and 15K, totaling 40,000. Oregon says 948 interest for a year. What is that? That's not bad. Divide that 948, divided by 365. What do you get? You're probably like somewhere in like $1 something a day. I like that. I like that. So forget the promo, do the 15, and let's do some velocity banking. Okay? Here's how it would look. Okay, if I have just the 15 out. Okay, so here would be my balance on the HELOC owed. Okay, owed. Income, the 3517.76. Okay, brings the balance down. Now you got to take out expenses. Okay, what are expenses now? They're down. Okay, so it's probably like 3K and some change, right? 3K plus and some change. Balance goes back up. He keeps doing this. If you were to simply divide the 15 by the 35, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, okay, that's 5 to 6 months to pay off the original 15K, all right? And then the debt just becomes revolving thereafter, where now I'm just pulling out what I need for expenses and I'm paying myself back. Okay? Not bad. Yeah, $2.70 a day. $2.70 a day is a hell of a lot better than the interest that he was paying on these two debts right here, which gained him to double his cash flow in one shot. All right? So I would work out a scenario where I would want this gentleman to make a $15,000 chunk probably every 9 to 10 months at max, like 9 to 10 months, okay, just to buy us some time. And if you're wondering, you're like, whoa, Denzel, there is no way on earth that with cash flow of 332 is he gonna pay off 15,000 in 9 to 10 months. The math is not there, buddy, right? And I would agree with you. Mind you, gotta remember, look how much space I have in the line of credito. Look how much space I got in there. I got a lot of space, my friend. I can do some damage. So I don't necessarily have to pay off the whole debt in order for me to make my next chunk. That's the benefit of having large credit lines, okay? Is I can extend it out. I can keep the balance outstanding and still pay what? $270 a day. Are you cool with paying $270 a day? It's gonna be less. It's really not gonna go no more than $270. Why? Because I'm not gonna really breach an outstanding balance of more than 30,000 at any given time. I'm not gonna breach my what? My 66% ratio, my 2/3. I'm not gonna breach it. So if the amount of space that I have from 15,000 to 2/3 of 50 grand is quite a bit of space. So what's nice is if I was to look at this gentleman's finances, okay? So whenever I'm working with people, I have you fill out a really, really detailed financial form, all right, which lists out all your incomes, debts, expense, cash flow, all that good stuff, and I analyze it. I'm like, okay, how fast can I get to the cash flow? How fast can I get to it? So I look at his debts and I'm like, he's got the big old mortgage, obviously, inside of this 338 for 280,000. Monthly payment is $800. Am I gonna start on that right away? No need. I got other debts. He's got a PayPal account that he's paying $61 to every single month. Am I gonna start on that? Maybe. I guess a maybe. He's got credit cards that we owe money on. He's paying 70 here, 60 there, 30 there, 43 there. So what I would do consistently after I clear out the initial debt of the 15, which is going to take me no more than 9 to 10 months at max. So by September or October of 2019 is when I would have this gentleman make another chunk towards probably all of his credit cards, just wipe those out clean, increase my cash flow another $200 or so. And then the only thing I would ask him is, hey, can you get me a dollar raise between now and 10 months? Can you do that for me? Give me a dollar raise. That'll improve our cash flow by at least $150 per month. And that'll get me right at the 500 plus cash flow mark where I can start doing some damage. Okay? Start doing some damage. Then, after I clear out the initial two debts that the bank wanted me to do, all his credit cards, okay, all of his smaller debts. Then we tackle the mortgage, okay? Oh, but you know what? I'm looking at his debt right now. He has an auto loan. He's got an auto loan for how much? $29,000. Payments are $530 a month. That is a big chunk of cash flow right there that we can tackle. Okay? So by 2020, around February, March-ish, is when I would probably get started on this car note. Start chunking at that. That could take me about a year or less to wipe that out. Boom. Still gaining equity in my home. Here's another cool tip. Every year of doing velocity banking, we can potentially increase our HELOC by however much debt we wiped out initially. Okay, in that same time period. So it's really, really good. Any questions so far on what I've been saying? Is this stuff really good? Are you liking this? Are you enjoying this quick little, class session on qualifying the line of credit? Let me know your thoughts. Philip, can someone tell me why someone would need $24,000 credit card? Can't seem to wrap my head around it. Dwayne, got a question, Dwayne? What's your question? Let me scroll back up, see if I missed some questions here. Mr. Williams, I think you had a question earlier. I know it wasn't pertaining to what we're talking about, but you can go ahead and ask it again. And then my boy Freddie, let me see, requirements for, let's see, because he's standing at the bank right now, about to close on his line of credit. So let's see if we can help him out too. Requirements for First Midwest Bank in Chicago. Credit score is 760 and above. DTI 40% or less with proof of income, $25,000. Personal unsecured line of credit. I like your odds, buddy. 760. DTI is not too high. Okay, unless you're just giving me the requirements. If you meet those requirements, then I think we're in good shape. I think we're in good shape, my man. All right. So this was just a quick little synopsis, analysis on qualifying the line of credit. Hey, I'd love to work with you guys. A lot of people in here are my loyal Patreons, loyal people I've been working with past couple months. If there's anyone new sitting in the background, you're like, I don't know, I need to learn more. Hey, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel, watch a lot of my videos, right? Really compile this data. I hold nothing back. I just give it all, okay? My one and only thing is that you can master your personal finances, all right? I want to get you debt-free, all right? I want to get you financially free from debt, the burden of debt, so that we can focus on what? Building wealth, leaving a legacy behind, getting the household in line, solidifying your role as the man or the woman of the household, and moving forward and becoming a cheerful giver. Okay, when you give, you receive a lot, tenfold, shaken together, running over. Okay, quite well. Another announcement I have is I'm doing another live stream tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be going over the building wealth and legacy side. Okay, I have a lot of people now, a really good portion of people that are close to their debt-free timeline, or I have a lot of families that have very good cash flow, and their question is, Denzel, how can I pay off, how can I do velocity banking, paying off debt rapidly, but also securing myself financially for the future, right? So we're going to go over that. We're going to be talking about the infinite banking concept, how to create your own tax-free bank, all right? So that we can leave a legacy behind for our children's children. People will remember your name, and you'll do the things that you want to do in this life, okay? And solidify your role as a king on this earth, okay? Which is your rightful authority. That is your right to be a king. You should be a ruler over your what? Your life. You are your personal leader, okay? And when you learn how to lead yourself, you can then lead who? The kids, the family, friends, coworkers, everyone around you, okay? Just going to answer some final questions and then we'll wrap up, all right? Mr. Jason, just made a chunk this morning which wiped out my credit card debt of $14,000. Started doing velocity banking on 12/20. The system works. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. I like hearing little testimonies. I like hearing the little, I'm working it, And then you start learning the salsa in the process. You're like, oh wow. Oh wow. You start standing up straight, this life gets good. Mr. Jackson, good morning. Jim Jackson here. Enjoyed your live chat. Hey Jim, I think we was talking last night, man. What's up? You want to work with me, man? What's up? You was asking me questions left and right, What do I do with this? What do I do with that? Hey, I'm here, man. Let's work together. Let's jump on a phone call. Let me look at the numbers. Let me know your thoughts, man. Mr. Robinson, my FICO is 650 right now. Anxious to apply for a personal line of credit. Going to wait another few months to get the DTI a little lower. Yeah, I would agree with you. I would agree. Alberto, great job. Nice. I'm in for sure. The content has changed my perspective of viewing life. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Ruben started velocity banking earlier this month. I also stopped all my IRA contributions. No debt, trying to pay a rental property off my home mortgage. Good decision for now, question mark. Yeah. If you have no debt, right? And what you're telling me is you've redirected all cash flow back to you. And now you're trying to do velocity banking on the rental. And you're leveraging your home mortgage, either like a HELOC of some sort, to pay down that rental. Yeah. Cool. Especially if that thing's going to help you cash flow. And then the cash flow will also pay it down much faster. And then we go right back to your initial primary residence and pay that off. Or vice versa. We can do velocity banking on the home mortgage first, then the rental. Whichever one you feel personally you can do. Quinn, Mr. Drake, when can we chat about velocity banking? I have been approved for $250,000 and I am looking for a home as we speak. You've been approved for $250,000 what? A loan? Don't tell me no damn loan. What are we trying to do? And yes, we'll be talking very soon. I feel like we've been talking through email so far. Yeah, man, approvals don't mean anything until you actually close. Yep, I agree. Aye, Quinn. A home mortgage. So what you're telling me is we have debts. And you want to get a new debt of $250,000. VA, yeah, I don't care if it's a VA, a BA, whatever A. I don't know. I get it. You know, you want to buy a home, all that good stuff. I get it. It's for the kingdom. I know. I know, ATV. I know. But my whole thing is like, look, man, can I wait 1 year? Can I get my cash flow rocking and rolling? Can I maybe get a really, really large unsecured line of credit for like 40 to 50 grand and then leverage that as a down payment on that 250? Do velocity banking on that thing, wipe it out in 2 years? Can I do that? Denzel, between you and your uncle Grant Cardone, my husband and I stopped 401k and IRA contributions. Pumped for the increased cash flow. Thank you for your help. Bethany, I love your comments. I love your support. Obviously, you know, guys, when my way of thinking, a lot of it does come from my Uncle Grant. Okay, he has a lot of good content talking about, you know, why a home is a terrible investment. You know, you shouldn't buy a home. You should be thinking about passive income and really getting yourself financially right so that you can buy many homes. I don't know. Own many doors. I too have stopped contributing into my 401k. Hey, look at the market. Mr. Ramirez, we were having a conversation. How much did we lose in our 401k, man? It hurt my heart. How much did we lose? If you don't want to say it, I won't put you out there. I won't put you out there. But not only you, but about 5 to 10 other families I've been talking to lost 10% or more in their 401k at the end of the year. And then, because you know how it works with those 401ks, they charge you at the annual, at the beginning of the next year. So you lost money and then you got to pay a fee. You see how they get you? And then they claim, oh yeah, we're averaging 15% return, 12%. Oh my God. Meanwhile, you just lost 10 or 15 and now you got to make up for that. How long is it going to take for you to make up? So for those people that have lost money in their 401ks, you've lost money in the market, your home upside down, debt's bad, listen, you got to start watching this channel. You got to make a commitment. You got to stick, you got to get started. You got to get an accountability partner. We got to work together. We got to make things happen. Okay? We got to get you right. Okay, Ruben, do you have clients that do not have a mortgage but have been able to get enough line of credit to get a home? Your take is interesting on using credit towards down payment and continue velocity banking. Yeah, I've got some clients. I have a lot of military veterans. They're exiting the military. They got a big chunk in their retirement. They're avid savers. Credit score is amazing. And I'm like, wait, before you use the VA loan, because I know they're gonna, you know, it's a pitch, okay? Before you get approved for that, before you run your credit on that, let's go ahead, get a line of credit or start a life insurance policy, start stuffing cash into there tax-free, let that thing start growing. Let's build our line or lines of credit, leverage it, get the property using the VA loan, get the good rate or whatever the case may be. We'll read it thoroughly. We'll make sure that we can, you know, pay it off early without any, you know, penalty fees, things like that. Freaking wipe that thing out, 2 to 3 years or less, okay? And then we just deal with the simple interest debt of the line of credit. But mind you, the amount of time that it's gonna take us to zero that out, by then we'll already be making our what? Our next investment on the next home. We'll be utilizing the equity in that property, plus your cash flow, plus your life insurance policy. Come on, man. Come on, man. Okay. See, thank you. Keep up educating us on this issue. We are learning a lot, putting it into practice. It works. Thank you again. Hey, for all my loyal subscribers, I'd love for you guys to visit my Facebook page, and I'd love for you to give me a testimony to the channel, working with me one-on-one, putting your numbers on the board, accuracy. Hey, I'd love for you to review what I'm doing, my mission, helping moms, helping families, households, acquire their kingdom authority and really accomplish their goals financially. Love for you guys to visit my Facebook page. It's called Velocity Banking. Just type that in. You'll see. Pretty little face pops up. And if you're not already following me there, it's another way to keep in touch. Do a little Facebook Messenger and, we can talk. Yeah, man, we're going to re-up that money, Mr. Ramirez. We're going to re it up. Don't worry, man. We're going to make that back so fast your head will spin. ATV is falling. When we talked, Denzel, I had no debt and I didn't know what to do. But I needed to get this house for the family. Yeah. Hey, man, I'm not knocking you. I'm not knocking you for getting a home. I just want you to have the system to get rid of that home, because it is not an asset until the thing is paid off. You don't actually own that home until it is 100% paid off. Okay? I'm not knocking you guys that are getting properties. I'm just saying, if you're someone that has, I don't know, 1,000 or less in cash flow, and then you're telling me that you're going to get a damn home with a mortgage of 1,000, well, then there goes all your cash flow. How can I help you? Right? At that point. Doesn't make sense. Hello, Loretta. Can you use other people to acquire an insurance policy? I have heart problems and my husband has Crohn something, so insurance has been turned down on us. Have you considered putting insurance on? You guys have children? When it comes to, health problems with insurance, that's when stuff gets tricky. That's when stuff gets tricky, stuff gets expensive, it can be a little bit difficult. But, there are some companies out there that are willing to work with you. Then you have those other companies that do deferred compensation, a little bit different. Another thing we could look at, maybe an annuity instead. Maybe an annuity, Okay, I have a question. What's the question? I need a personal line of credit and a life insurance policy. ATV, let's go. Email me right now. Playing games. I love the checkbox on applications which have own or rent. Neither. The banks owns my home for now. Yep. Pablo, much love to you. Don't let my girlfriend see that. You can get insurance on your kids or parents, business partners, anyone you have a financial interest in. Correct. So what you could do is you can get an insurance policy on someone. They're the insured, and then you are the policy owner. Okay? So you can do that. Oh! Honey saw it. No good. We're in trouble. All right, a couple more minutes. We're going to go to 11 o'clock, right? Class is only an hour. That's it. And then you guys got to go to work. All right, you guys got to go do your thing. My husband has an indexed annuity, but no loan provision. Well, that sucks. So the money's locked up, basically, till when? Big ups from Atlanta. Can't wait to get this HELOC. Let's get the HELOC. Let's go. JJ, Denzel, I stumbled upon your channel for about 2 weeks ago. Love your content. Can you give me your thoughts about a Roth IRA? I noticed you are not a fan on getting a Roth IRA. That is false. That is false. It's not that I'm not a fan. I think there's a time and place. There's a time and place to acquire different types of assets. I personally have a Roth IRA. I'm not funding the thing, but I got it. Okay. If I was to get another type of IRA, I think the only thing I would look at is probably a self-directed Roth IRA. If I'm a business owner, I'll probably look at the solo 401k Roth IRA. I mean, the names, the acronyms are crazy. But when I'm first starting out, right? So you're getting the millennial perspective. I want to keep as much cash flow as possible in my vicinity. I don't want to lock my money up. I don't. That way of locking your money up till 59 and a half, name one family that worked. Name one that you know personally that has worked. Okay? Statistically, I don't think it has worked. It hasn't worked in my Latino community. I have not seen it work in the black community. I have not seen it work in the white families. I have not seen it work. Okay? So it's not a demographic issue. It's not a circumstantial issue. It's not an economic issue. It's an education, knowledge issue. Okay? And that is my humble opinion on Roth IRAs. I don't see the benefit in me locking up my money and then having someone else try to make money for me. I don't know. I believe if I was to educate myself, I would do a lot better with my own money, especially if I have velocity banking on my side, especially if I have a fantasy league like Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk, John Maxwell, Miles Monroe. Come on, man. What are these guys doing? What are the ultra rich doing? Right? How do we follow? I don't know any of them that have a Roth IRA. You know what they do have? Assets. Assets. That's what they have. And business, sustainable business. And they have a legacy, a brand. That's what I want. Can I do like an umbrella policy with my wife and grandchildren? And I, possibly. I'm not too educated on the umbrella. I don't know how it would work for the infinite banking concept. When it comes to the infinite banking concept, it's more of a personal. It's more of a, you personally getting a policy. And then if you have a company, you can do the whole key man thing. That's a whole nother ball game. Okay, what's the best company to get a personal line of credit from? LaWarren Shorter. I did a video. Subscribe to my channel and look for how to pay off $73,000 of debt in 15 months. Okay, and then scroll in the comments. The whole community put their credit unions that they have been approved for, the amount, the interest rate, and the state. Okay, there's a lot of credit unions all over the United States. So it's not a matter of who's the best. It's a matter of which one is right for you, according to the 4 majors. Okay. Now, let's see. Loretta, insurance company will not allow you to get a larger amount since we cannot get one on us. That is true. If you don't already have life insurance, there's only so much you can get on another individual. I don't even know what I'm doing. This velocity banking thing is working like crazy for me. I still need your help, Denzel. Please send me an email because, the names are confusing, so I don't know who's who sometimes. All right, so just email me. All right? Go to the Patreon, comment, reach out. All right, Oregon. Yeah. Thanks for the little referral there, Mr. Oregon. Willie Coleman. So what if I was only able to get a $3,000 line of credit, but expenses were $4,000? Hey, I was in the same boat. Matter of fact, my mom is in the same boat as well. We started out with small lines of credits. Concept still works. It's not like you're spending $4,000 in one day, right, Mr. Coleman? It's not like we're spending $4,000 in one day. We're spending that throughout the month. So as you're taking money out, you're putting money in. Taking money out, putting money in. Keep doing that for 6 months, up to 9 months at max, and then go back to the line of credit and say, hey, increase my line of credit. Let's get this thing going. Lynn is at work listening to the awesome content. Thank you so much, Lynn. Why don't you put it on speaker and let all the coworkers know there? Be like, yo, gotta listen to this guy. He knows something. Knows something. Last minute question. Philip, let's have a conversation, man. Let's catch up. Let's catch up. I want to see what your progress is. I want to see if your bet with the banker is going to fall through. I've been feeling like God is on our side, Denzel. He sure is. That's it. Listen, it's none of me that's doing this. I promise you. I don't know math. I didn't go to college. I don't know anything about HELOCs. I don't know anything about owning a home. I don't know anything about paying off a car. I don't know nothing about that. The Lord speaks through me, right? And I have access to the heaven, right? I got access to him because all I do is trust him every single day. Feeds me the information, speaks through my vocal cords, and then I'm able to relate to people like you guys, families that do have those things, those obstacles that you're facing. Isn't that amazing? When you trust in Christ, how he delivers you, he supplies. How faithful of a God do we have? You know, so faithful. Love him so much. Speaks to me like he's I feel like he's right here sometimes. Just, you know, just feeding it. All right, so you guys have a wonderful day. It's 11 a.m. Remember, come back around 9 o'clock Eastern time. Okay, we're going to be talking about legacy creation. Going to be answering all the possible questions you come up with on becoming your own banker, infinite banking, tax-free banking, private family banking, you know, all the hot topics that, you know, other channels talk about. We're gonna take this from an educational standpoint.